Welcome to Dwarf Fortress. It's going to be a fortress. It's going to be a new series. I've just put together a search through our world. This actually might be a good spot right off the bat. It has a brook, it has trees, shallow and deep metals. Let's take a look at this spot. Sand, clay, very deep soil. I think I actually like this one more. Alright, let's go for it. We're gonna embark here. Oh, we only have... we have a river and salt water. I think it's gonna be fine. Let's see. We're missing 22 points. There's a way to view this. No Wolverine meat. Let's get a different kind of meat. Prepared honeybee brain. So there is a trick to doing this. Every different item you get gives you a different barrel. So if you want lots of barrels, you can start with lots of different stuff, and you'll have a barrel for each one with one thing in it. It's kind of how we're going to play this world. This is going to be the first Dwarf Fortress series on my channel. We're just going to try to survive here the best way we can, utilizing all our game knowledge. Was that slug brain? Slug eye. Ooh. We'll get a couple of those. Okay, and we're down to 0 points. So we're ready. We're going to Lorbamomus, if I read that right. Alright, let's embark. You have arrived after a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidden wilderness. Beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. Oh, I'm missing the punctuation. That's why I'm reading weird. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all Imush Ibruk. There are almost no supplies left, that's not good, but with stout labor comes sustenance, whether by bolt, plow, or hook. Provide for your dwarves, etc. And I think the first thing it's going to do is save, and that might take a little bit. Okay, you'll notice that the name of our place is different now because the game crashed when I did my initial save 3 times. So now we're going to play in, I didn't catch the name, but it's the same spot. So here we are, we're paused. That's not how you do it. This way, yeah. So let's kind of get a view of what we're working with here. So we have some ocean up in the top left, and we have our river, and we have a bunch of small ponds. And we have a little bit of a bluff. It's only a little hill, one high. But I think that'll be fine. Oops. Yeah. Let's change our view. I'm gonna be learning all my, yeah, I still got it, okay. Zoom in a little more. Oops. I can't remember. Oops. It's not. How do you move? It's not WSD, it's not the Vi keys. Okay, it's, I guess when I click on stuff, yeah. So it's my arrow keys. Alright. So generally you would dig into this. I guess there's enough room to do so. So let's do it. I'm gonna dig out the trees from directly above and on this level here, because we're gonna want an entrance here. One of the things about trees in Dwarf Fortress, you see these root systems. If you dig out the root system and then chop down the tree, there'll just be a hole here going inside your base. But if you chop down the tree, then dig out the roots, there won't be. So we're going to chop down the trees first. So we'll go to designate, chop down trees. It's already selected because we're outside. Oops, what am I doing? I'm so used to, okay, select chop trees. Enter to select, and drag. Alright. Then we're going to do the ones up here as well. I think it's just this one. We'll do these two as well. Oops. Again, I'm way out of practice on this. Alright. Then we'll resume. We do have some birds. Let's take a look at our units. Others. We have giant parakeets. Ooh, giant hippos. That's actually not good. So let's take a look at them again. Where are they? View unit. Go to unit. So they're in the water, right near our base. This might be a quick game here. We're gonna want to get inside quick. Hippos in real life are serious business. Likely the same for Dwarf Fortress as well. Let's DZ, remove stairs and ramps. We're gonna get rid of these, and then we're gonna dig into the wall here. Can we find I think it's a kind of two-centered thing. Yeah, I'm fine with two-centered. That doesn't hamper us in any way. So while we're designated some mining areas, we get to choose what our base is going to look like. I'm thinking for this upstairs here. Oh, actually, we're going to need, if we want to get a merchants in here, we need at least 3 wide. Something to have a merchant stall, maybe over here, in this area. That's going to be, actually, let's take a look and see. We don't want to dig it out quite yet because there's still trees on top, but it needs to be 5 by 5 for the merchant thing. Then I like to have one around the edge. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the path leading in. And then I'm going to cut this off so that it doesn't actually get dug. Let's designate these 2 trees to be cut. What else do we want to do? Cancels remove stairs. Oh, I guess when we dug it out, it removed the stair automatically because there wasn't a joining wall. Let's see. Let's start making some outdoor build workshop. Then carpenters. Is that C? Yes. Let's put that here. And then we're gonna make a mason's workshop as well. We'll use those temporarily. Just while we're waiting for like an actual space to be dug. Alright, so those trees have gone. There's a tree right here, and you'll notice that it is currently yellow sand. And if we look under here, the roots are gone for both trees. So we're good to designate D. I'm still not going to get used to this. Mark these, and then we start digging that out. One of the things I struggle with at the start of Dwarf Fortress is you have this plan for a big base, right? But you don't want to dig it all out at the start. But you also need somewhere to go. Something we create a room that we use for a meeting hall, and then we, in the future, repurpose it for something. We can go here, like this. Let's take a make sure. Yeah, we want to get rid of all these trees. Because if there's ever trees here, they're kind of permanent. And that we'll never want to dig them out, because we'll have to make a floor to cover up the hole. That's annoying. Oops. Okay. Let's undesignate these. As soon as those trees are up, I think we'll start using the space for meeting, plus for doing some initial farming. Maybe that'll eventually be a farm area. We're gonna want, I don't know if maybe a stairway immediately, or if you want to go into like a trappy hallway and then do stairs. Let's take a look at the tree situation. I think we're good. So let's start digging this stuff out again. Designate, dig. We'll go like this. And then maybe even in the little corner here. Yeah, I don't like any of these trees. Let's just have our guys chopping them all down. The elves hated that. But that'll give our guys something to do. The rest of the people, I'm going to have designate gather. Gather. G. Is there G? Oh, plants. And then just gather a bunch of plants. This will kind of hold us over until we get a meat and farming situation set up. It'll also immediately let us start brewing in case a key starts running off with our entire barrels of alcohol or something stupid like that. So let's start. What is going on? We have otters, we have a platypus, hippos, parakeets. I feel like it's not the hippos that are bothering us. Anyway, let's start making a farm. Build plot. I remember that. And then you, K. Place. Right next to that, we're going to build a workshop. Then we'll make a still. And a farmer's workshop. W. And we'll, in the future, we'll make a loom. Let's resume. What is this thing? Giant otter. Alright. So some of our guys are building stuff now. Let's make it kind of not super twisty hallway, but a little bit twisty. Go about this far. here, we'll make our staircase to descend into the earth. We'll actually designate these as up downstairs, or rather just downstairs. And then subsequent ones will be up downstairs. Let's inspect this. So I'm going to select sweet pods and I'm going to press Shift Enter to do all seasons. However, sweet pods can't be planted all seasons. For example, autumn. So in that case, we'll do our plump helmets, and then winter, also plump helmets. So we have our boys going away planting. If we go into Z, not Z, maybe, no, U, L. So I have auto labor set up. This is like Dwarf Therapist, except doesn't have quite as much information. I like it because it works. You just kind of set it and forget it. It's smart. That's why all our dwarves, or the 3 dwarves, aren't doing anything. Despite me not manually putting them on plant duty, they are planting stuff. Let's create a stockpile near our farm plot. So go to P for stockpiles. We'll do a custom setting stockpile. We'll enable food, we'll block all of it, and then we'll just enable seeds. So permit seeds. And then using that custom stockpile, we'll put a stockpile right here. And then I'll create a new stockpile. We'll forbid seeds, and then we'll add plants. So we'll permit plants now. And then add that right there. Actually, maybe P, C, we'll put it right here. So that'll be our plant stockpile. And then we'll make one for our drinks as well. So go to T again, food, forbid plants, and then enable plant drinks. And then this is where we'll store all alcohol. And dwarves that are currently not doing anything should immediately start bringing our seeds and stuff over, along with all the stuff that they gathered. Another thing that we're going to want to make sort of immediately here is a refuse stockpile. This is where all our vermin will go. So anything that our cats catch in our stockpiles, their dead bodies will end up there. So as soon as we start having some idlers, I'm gonna make, actually I don't know yet. I think we're doing quite well for now. Okay, so we have 3 idlers. I'm gonna start designating up downstairs for our stairwell here. I'm just going to drag it down a few Z levels. We're not really sure what's going to be here yet, but we're going to find out. So we have microclane. This is one of my favorite rocks. We also have limonite. So what I'm hoping for, crossing my fingers for, is some kind of earth and coal. We do have a lot of trees, but it's really gonna peeve the elves if we chop them all just to burn them. It's also gonna be a pain for me because I don't like doing that. You get more coal by refining coal from the earth rather than making charcoal. We have a bunch of idlers. Let's make so I just did Q to interact with a building, add a task. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Interact with the carpenter's workshop. Start making some wooden stuff here. Barrel. Make a couple buckets. Buckets are important. And a few beds. And that's all the tasks we can do for now until we get a manager. So we do have quite a few levels of sand and soil and etc. that we can do farming in, which is cool. Also, as soon as we breach the cavern layers, they'll start growing stuff, so we can use them as grazing areas for grazers. I also would like to start moving some of our more important stuff in here, like our cloth and stuff. One of the things that my embark profile has is one of each of the different cloth types that your dwarves can need in a strange mood. That's one of the things that you often struggle with in forts is your dwarves need a certain type of cloth and you can't create it because you don't have sheep to shear or whatever, or you don't have access to the caverns for silk. So just starting with it is really useful. I'm not sure why. Oh, I guess those are all our sweet pods that are currently growing. I want to move some wood inside, just in case we need to bolt ourselves up in there. We'll have wood to make stuff. So let's do a stockpile of wood, and we'll just create one in the corner here. This won't be a permanent stockpile. Famous last words. We can also start making a wooden bridge. I would rather have blocks for that. So let's go to the carpenter's workshop, add a new task. Can you make wood blocks? Yeah. So I think I want to make a 4x2 bridge, and that's a total of 8 squares, and I think we need 1 for every 2 squares. So we need 4 blocks. We also may want to have multiple bridges. That's going to be a primary base defense mechanism. We do have a couple idlers. Let's designate additional areas to gather plants. You'll notice that in our plant stockpile over here, they used to just have plants just sitting around, and now they've repurposed some barrels which have been emptied for one reason or another. That'll help the plants keep longer. So which of these areas do we want to live on? There's a different type of rock down here. I'm going to make a couple more up downstairs just to see if what else we got. I would rather not live in these limonite areas because we're going to want to carve all of that out, and it's going to leave weird vein patterns that we're going to eventually have to work around when we're building rooms and stuff. And so I'd rather just be on an area without any ores. So it looks like this area is, I can't actually tell from that view. Stone, what kind of stone though? Is it X? Is it K? Granite, okay. Still not used to keybinds. I'm playing too much crawl. So let's maybe make a kind of landing area here. We'll dig out the walls, expand it a little bit. What kind of shape do we want? So we don't really want to go upwards. I'd like to go this way. And then maybe we can have a secondary stairway somewhere down here so that we're not always using the same kind of thing. Let's go like that. What's actually directly above us here if we go straight up? It's water. So maybe shorten that a little bit. I do like having an entrance near water. If we want to do any kind of base defense-ish type stuff, it would be good if we were able to have access to a source of fish and water when we're in a, what's the word? A burrow. Although I'm not sure exactly which body of water we were looking at before. Alright, so we're getting some stone now. I know I made a Mason's Workshop above ground, but let's make another one below ground. It'll just be a temporary one right here so we can start pumping out stuff. An important thing to note when you're making stupid workshops like this, the light squares are the ones that are taken up, or maybe it's the opposite. Some of these X's are solid and others are walkable. So if you build it here and your dwarves can't walk through it, you're going to be stuck. So I'd actually like to not build it exactly there. So what I'm thinking for our area down here, maybe a centralized kind of thing here. So I want to make that. So let's just go out to about here. Or maybe let's try to find the center. That looks good. So I'm going to go up one, and then that should be fine. So from here, I'm going to press enter, one over, another over, another over. Actually, what I'm doing here, so I'm counting by tens, right? So every time you do a shift and an arrow key, it moves 10. So that's 1 plus 9. So if you want it to be an odd number for symmetry reasons, you need to add another 1 every time you do that, I think. Because otherwise you would do 10 and then 9. So you'd have a total of 19 here, which actually might be what we're going for. Yeah, I think that might be. Does that look good? I'm thinking something like this. And then we can have rooms that are just kind of off it. I would like to have them separated by 2. Something I learned recently is when you engrave a wall, you actually only get engravings on the side that your dwarves were facing when you engrave it. So if you actually want to have engravings on both sides of a wall, you need to have a 2 thick wall and then engrave it on both sides. That's kind of just to maximize happiness generated by these rooms. Let's make a doorway here, and maybe another doorway here, and then whatever looks to be the center. Then we do one like this. So I'm not sure what we'll use these for yet. We might do offices or something else. Food stockpiles if we make this like a meeting area, tavern area. So we do have a 4-wide hallway up here. So let's maybe build our mason's workshop over here. I want it close because that way they don't need to drag the stone as far. And then we can deconstruct this one. Next to remove building. Oh, actually, that's not the right one. Stop removal. This is the mason's workshop. I also want to move our turkeys inside as soon as possible. That way they don't get eaten by the otters or whatever else wanders into our area here. I'm going to make some rock blocks. Every time you do this you get 4, so we have 12 there. Make some doors. And I think that's all we'll immediately need. We will make some tables and chairs later. Another thing that I'd want to do now that we have stone is build a mechanics workshop. Is that K? Can't remember. No, it's clothier. T. I remember it's T because when you build mechanisms, which are the primary product of mechanics workshops, they are on the T letter. So we'll make a bunch of, well, not a bunch, we need 3 if we want to have a bridge plus a lever. Yeah. So to make a lever you need a mechanism, then you need a mechanism to put in the lever to attach the mechanism in the bridge, so that's 3 in total. Alright, so it's saving now. I have it on seasonal save. It might crash. That's what it did when I was trying to save at embark time. But I already did a test save and it worked fine, yeah. So we're good. So let's resume. Looks like we have some new fauna, or flora, or fauna. There's a wild horse. Oh, I'm looking at others. Might have been osprey that we're seeing. Some blood. Is that a fish? What is here? There's a fish, I swear. Yeah, there's a fish. Let's look at this fish. A lungfish. There's lots of blood. What's up with that? So we have 2 idlers. I saw some horned melons over here. I want those because they're cool. Yeah, so let's DP and get kind of this area. Oh. Yeah. Oh, it looks like the horned melons aren't ready for harvest. So when we want offices, we're going to need thrones and tables. Where is table? There it is. Are these elephants? Cool. So elephants are one of the things that you can make war animals out of. So those are going to be very useful to trap in the future. So one of the things you can do is make hotkeys. So let's go to capital H, and then we're going to press F2. No. Oh, we press 2. F2, and then zoom here. We can name this meeting. Can't have it too long. So now when we press F1, for example, it brings us to our caravan. When we press F2, it goes down to here. So that way we don't need to manually go up through the Z levels every time. That's kind of useful. We might also make one for over here, but maybe not. So let's take a look at the stockpile. Not Q. What do you do to look inside it? View. View selected. No. V. No. Anyway, there's stuff in there. Well, I guess if we had a manager or a bookkeeper, we would be able to look at what's in those maybe. So getting offices ready is kind of a priority, so we know what our stock levels are at. We know we have at least enough, right? So that's fine for now. So let's take a look at our miners here. View. Thoughts and preferences. I finished up some work that was very satisfying. He's satisfied at work. He was annoyed at lack of chairs. Dwelling upon having a drink without using a goblet, cup, or mug. Unfocused by unmet needs. Not distracted after doing nothing creative. So unfortunately, we're not going to be doing anything creative for a while here. What am I doing? We're still in our kind of first month here. Or actually, we're not. We're in our second season. So our caravan is going to be coming next season. So before that happens, let's build. Is it capital D? No. Yes. Trade depot. Slap it right there. We'll do Shift Enter to select all those materials. That way we're ready to trade once our brethren come. And we're going to need something to trade with them. One of the things I like trading is mechanisms. I'm not sure how mechanism quality affects the overall quality of the thing that it's attached to, but I tend to use masterwork quality mechanisms in cage traps and bridges and stuff that are on the dwarven walking area paths, and then just random garbage mechanisms everywhere else. But good quality mechanisms are one of the things you can trade for a lot of money. There's also another thing which is kind of cheaty. It is it in this section? Yeah, wooden spiked ball. These are really easy to make, and you'll often have a good carpenter with you. And for high quality, they'll sell really for a lot. So you really only need like 5 or 6 of them on your first caravan visit to trade with, and you'll be set for whatever you really need. You can also continue that if you strike silver. You can make silver spiked balls, and those will go for like 3,000 or like 4,000 if you create masterwork quality ones. So those are really good for trading as well. But we'll try to vary it up so we're not like cheesing the system too much. Still have a bunch of idlers. Let's designate some more plants to gather. You can never have too much food, especially at the start. So we're just doing rock tables now. We should have blocks ready to build a bridge BG. And then we're gonna put it right here. Then U, KKK, K. And then how do we want to raise it? We want to raise it. There's something weird about this tile set. I had to undo text will be text or whatever to make it scale right. But I clicked W so that it'll, it's currently a 2x4, but when it raises, it'll go up like this, so it'll become a wall right here. So it'll, where do I want to place that? I guess right there. Yeah, right here. And then we'll make that out of blocks. So we do have some microcline blocks. 3 needed, so I guess I calculated wrong before. I do like microcline for stuff. There's not too many other colorful blocks. So we have some beds made, and I've designated that as a dormitory, so dwarves can start sleeping there whenever they want, even though it's not fully dug out. I don't know where we got a third pick from. One of our migrants must have brought it. Anyway, another one of our dogs died. I'm not sure what happened about that. I'd like to get moved inside quickly as possible. It has been raining, and dwarfs don't like that. And one of the main things I'm going to do to combat that is to move this carpenter's workshop inside. They'll start using the wood from there. That'll help transition ourselves underground. So let's build workshop carpenters. We can also start building tables and stuff in here and designate this as a meeting hall. That's also going to help us stay inside a little more. But first, we're going to need a spot for our turkeys, because we don't want them in the meeting hall with us. They're turkeys. So, zones, create a new zone, and then make this a pen with N, and then set pen pasture information. And we're going to set this to all our turkeys. Then they'll be brought down there. Another thing we can do while we're up here is designate or create a zone, pen pasture for our horses. So we do N, so pen pasture information, and then select only those grazing, and then select these guys. So those are the 2 animals that need to be grazing, and we've assigned them to this, what's it called? Whatever zone, outside there with grass and stuff. A pen. That's what it is. And there's somebody dragging down a turkey. Oh, we should also put our dogs down there while they're still alive. So I select this, and then we go down to not currently pastured, and then we'll select our dogs. I'm fine with cats going anywhere, because they're not going to actively try to fight stuff, and we need them defending our stockpiles from vermin. And I think we might call this an episode here. So, thanks, and I'll see you next one.